Good morning, class 7. Last class we have know some aids of geography. Now a new aid of knowing a place, that is a topographical map. A topographical map is a large scale map which is used to know every minute detail of a place. So these topographical maps are given by the Survey of India. This Survey of India used to prepare these topographical maps on a scale of 1:50,000. Every map will be having this kind of scale. Each place is located at different places. So these longitudes and latitudes, they help in locating a place, right? So these longitudes and latitudes, they form a grid system on the Earth's surface. This kind of grid system is known as Earth's grid. Similarly, if it is drawn on a map, it is known as arbitrary grid system. This arbitrary grid system is generally represented in red color. This also is useful for the location of a place. This also is useful for a location of a place. On a topographical map, we have colors given for easy representation. Previous days when you were small, when you see a map, you see blue color, green color, yellow. When you see those colors, blue color is given for water, right? Just like that, even on a topographical map, colors are given for easy representation. Let's see what the colors are and what it is represented for. The first color what we are going to see is blue color. So blue color is used to represent water bodies, lakes, ponds, seas, oceans. All these are represented with blue color. Next is red color. Now we have seen the arbitrary grid system. The arbitrary grid system is represented with color red. Apart from these, we have settlements where people live. Roads are given in red color. So arbitrary grid system, roads, settlement. After red color, we see brown color. Brown color is given for contours. So contours are given in brown color. Form lines, very similar to contour lines, smaller than contours. These are also given in brown color, right? The next color is yellow. Yellow is given for agricultural lands. Next is green color. Green color is used to represent forests, trees, forests, woods, everything we represent with green color. And last one we have the black color. So black color is used to represent boundaries on the map, longitudes and latitudes, telephone lines, survey trees. Now we come to know the scale of the map. Normally, you must have seen on some corner of the map, something like 1:50,000 or 1:20,000, something will be written. So that is nothing but scale of the map. Now what is the scale of the map? Scale is nothing but it's a ratio. It's a ratio between map distance and ground distance. Okay, question now. What is map distance and what is ground distance? Very simple. Map distance is distance between any two places on the map, and ground distance is actual distance on the ground. Take for example, North America and India. The distance between North America and India on the map is only 2 centimeters. Whereas in reality, the distance is not the same. So map distance is only 2 centimeters, but ground distance is some lakh kilometers. So when we take a ratio between, take for example, this is 1 lakh kilometers. When we take a ratio between this map distance, that is known as scale. So scale will be 2 centimeters by 1 lakh kilometer. For easy understanding, let us take two places which are having very small distances. Let us take Guntur and Vijayawada. Take for example, X is Guntur and Y is Vijayawada. The same 2 centimeters I am taking. The ground distance is only 30 kilometers. The ground distance is only 30 kilometers. Now the scale will be 2 centimeters by 30 kilometers. So to represent this scale, we are having three methods. The first method is statement method. Second method is representative fraction. And third method is graphic or linear scale. In statement method, take for example the previous example only, 2 centimeter by 30 kilometer. So this one will be just represented in the form of words, in the form of a sentence. So all the time this numerator is map distance and denominator is ground distance. We just write it in the form of a sentence. 2 centimeter on the map is equal to 30 kilometer on the ground. Right? That is so simple in statement method. So this statement method can be changed into the second one, representative fraction also. In a representative fraction, the same one is given in the form of a fraction. Now it is in the form of a fraction, we can just write it like that. But one thing which has to be kept in mind, the numerator and denominator should be in the same unit. So it should be written like 2 centimeter by 30 kilometer. This 30 kilometer should be changed into centimeters and then it has to be written. So 1 centimeter, 1 kilometer is 1 lakh centimeter. So 2 by 30 lakh centimeter. Right? So this representative fraction can be changed into a statement, and statement can be changed into a representative fraction. Okay. And next one what we are going is to a graphic or linear scale. So this graphic or linear scale is the most sophisticated method, very good method. In a linear scale method, when a map is enlarged or reduced, we do not find differences in the scale. But in case of representative fraction or statement method, we find differences in the scale. For example, a map is there. A map is there. This map is made into 5 divisions. So that is a linear scale method. But in statement method, we just write how many centimeters and how many centimeters on the map and how many centimeters on the ground. We are not going to change it. Take for example, this total map is 10 centimeters and it is divided into 5 divisions. When this map is enlarged to 20 centimeters, these 5 divisions means 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. It becomes this 20 centimeter map becomes again 5 divisions only. 5 divisions with 4 centimeters each. The divisions will not change, but the distance between divisions changes. Similarly, this 10 centimeter map becomes a 5 centimeter map. 5 divisions become 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 1 centimeter each. So very clearly we can see the enlargement or reduction in the map. So in a graphic or linear scale method, the scale is divided into 2. The 0 is given normally in between. To the right side of the 0 scale, it is the primary division. And to the left side of 0 scale, it is the secondary division. Secondary divisions are generally small. Primary divisions are little bigger. In our normal scale, we see the divisions like this. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So centimeters and millimeters will be in between. So this is how our normal scale will be. Suppose you have to measure something like 3.5. From 0 you will start measuring and 3.5. In between 3 and 4. But here it's not like that. 1, 2, 3. After 3, we'll start measuring to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So after 3 this side, again we'll start measuring from here 5 units. So that is how we measure 3.5. Instead of measuring all to one side, primary divisions 3, secondary divisions 5. One advantage on the linear scale we have seen, there will be reduction or enlargement of the scale in linear scale. Whereas in representative fraction and statement, we do not have that. Next, how to measure distances using scale. Measuring distances. So here we are having two ways of measuring distances. One is measuring straight line, measuring a straight line, and one is measuring a curved line. So when we have to measure a straight line, it's so easy. Or a piece of paper, measure the piece of paper, put it on a ruler or a scale, then we get the measurement. Still, if you want accurately, keep the piece of paper, measure it with a divider, keep the divider on the ruler, then we get the measurement, right? So still the most easiest method is take a ruler, measure the distance between the two. But in the second case, it cannot be done like that. Measure the distance between the two places, then measure it along the ruler. So that is how we measure the curved line distances. Okay. If not, there is an instrument called opisometer. So move the opisometer along the curved line distance. It gives you curved line distances. And the last one what we are going to see is conventional signs and symbols. So these conventional signs and symbols, just like the colors on the map, they are used for easy representation of the map. Suppose I am drawing two lines like this. See, when we say like this, it means stop, right? Like this, we are having number of symbols on the map for easy. What these will represent is all cultural features. Cultural features means man-made features. So these are the natural features both. So on a topo sheet, we see this conventional signs and symbols, we see the scale, we see so many things which are useful. Hope the lesson is understood. Thank you, ma'am.